Math Time with Miss Hartzell, Module 7, Lesson 19. I can answer word problems which compare the difference in lengths using inches, feet, and yards.
All right, friends, so today in math, we are going to be solving word problems. And these word problems are going to have to do about measurement, specifically measuring length. Now, we are going to hear the question words, how many more? We're going to hear these question words a lot, and our brains have to remember what those words mean. If a word problem is asking you how many more, what do we need to do to solve for the answer? During your pause and think, you are going to look at an image showing how many more, and you're going to remind your brain what you need to do when you are answering how many more. Do your best today. You've got this. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself too. I'll see you in the next segment.
Today during our lesson and on our practice, we will hear the question, how many more, a lot. So pause and think, what does how many more mean? When a question is asking me to find how many more, what am I really being asked? Pause and think about the answer to this question, and when you're finished thinking, press play.
All right, so before we get into reading our word problems for today, I just want to briefly talk about those words, how many more. We hear these words a lot in math, and it's really important for us to understand what we need to do to solve problems or questions like how many more. So just like you saw in that picture during your pause and think, how many more is all about comparing two different numbers. In the picture, you saw red cubes and blue cubes. Those are two different groups, two different numbers. On the screen now, you see two groups again. You see a yellow group of square tiles, and you see a blue group of square tiles. If I took one of these groups away and I asked you how many more, you would not be able to answer this question because there's no group to compare this blue group to. So when you are working with how many more, you are either looking at two groups or more to compare them and to see how they are different. So how many more talks about this space from where one group ends and the other group ends. So this blank space where nothing is there, that is how many more. Another way to look at how many more, I have 12 blue tiles here. Up here, I only have 5 yellow tiles. So if I want to find the difference or to figure out how many more is 12 than 5, then I'm going to see how many yellow tiles match up with my blue tiles. And then I can see that there are 7 tiles that don't have a match because these tiles are the how many more. If I wanted my yellow tile group to equal my blue tile group, I would need to add on 7 more yellow tiles. Then the two groups would be equal. So when we are figuring out how many more, we are trying to find the difference between two groups, 1, 2, or more groups. Since we are in second grade, we are not going to complicate things too much, so we will just be comparing two groups. And when we are answering that how many more question, we are looking for the difference between one number or one group and another number, or the other group. Because we're talking about measurement, our comparisons are going to be two different measurements. So let's take a look at our first problem. Katya is hanging decorative lights. Okay, so like Christmas or lights that you might use during a holiday. The strand of lights is 46 feet long. The building wall is 84 feet long. How many more feet of lights does Katya need to buy to equal the length of the wall? Okay, so let's take this information and try to understand it. So there's a person named Katya, and it sounds like she's decorating. And she's using lights, like a string of lights. And so far, she has 46 feet of lights. But the wall that she's trying to decorate is 84 feet long. So with our eyes, we can clearly see that 84 is not equal to 46. Katya wants to have 84 feet of lights, but right now she only has 46 feet. So she needs to buy more lights. I drew this tape diagram to help me visualize this problem. Here's what Katya has. She has 46 feet. She's already bought those lights. Her goal, what she wants to get to, is to cover the entire wall. So her goal is to get 84 feet. So what she needs is this space between where 46 ends and 84 feet ends. That's what she needs, this information that we do not know yet. But we know how to solve this. To find difference, we use subtraction. So I decided to solve it this way using a standard algorithm, I used vertical form. Okay, so I stacked 84 and I took away what she already has, 46. And when I did this subtraction work, I did have to do some regrouping. So I did that so that I can easily subtract my numbers, and I found the difference of 38 feet. So the need is that she needs 38 feet to get to 84 feet. And just to be sure, I checked my work by adding my two parts together, what she needs and what she already has. And that equaled the goal. It equaled 84. So if Katya buys 38 feet of lights, then she will have enough lights to decorate her entire wall. Okay? Let's take a look at another problem. A pine tree is growing in my yard, and this tree is about 32 feet tall. I learned that the pine tree could grow to be 87 feet tall. How many more feet does this tree need to grow before it is at its highest height? So to understand this problem, I'm picturing a tree in my brain, and trees do grow to be very tall. Sometimes trees seem like they are done growing, but according to science, they could grow to be taller. So the pine tree in the yard is already 32 feet tall. Potentially, it could grow to be 87 feet tall. So again, here I have the same unit, feet, but different numbers. This is what the tree could grow to be, but this is where the tree is today. So I drew another tape diagram, but this time I made it vertical because that's how I see trees. They are vertical. They are not usually horizontal. So I drew what the tree looks like today, 32 feet, and in the future, it could be 87 feet. So if I want to figure out how many more feet does this tree need to grow before it's at its highest height, remember that this is the future goal, its highest height could be 87 feet. So to figure out how many more, I need to figure out this space right here, from where it is today to where it could be in the future. So to figure out that difference, I subtracted 87 feet minus 32 feet. And this time I did not have to regroup, so I just subtracted my two place values and I got the answer of the difference of 55 feet. And as always, I like to check my work to make sure I've done everything correctly. So I added my two parts together to see if it equals that highest height, 55 plus 32, and that does equal 87. So the tree needs to grow 55 more feet, and then it will be at its highest height. So today as you're working, you will hear of two different numbers, two different measurements for an object. Maybe it will be trees, maybe it will be string, maybe it will be a piece of ribbon. But you will notice that where that ribbon is today is not going to match what the goal is or what you want the ribbon to be in the future. So you will need to figure out the difference using subtraction, okay? And when you solve your subtraction problems, you use the strategy that works best for you. If you like vertical form, use vertical form. If you have a different strategy that you use in order to solve difference or subtraction, then please use that strategy. But just make sure you are making those brains grow and think by getting this work done. So do your best today. You'll start with your daily practice and then you will complete your exit ticket. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or try joining our math hours every Tuesday and Thursday from 2:30 until 3 o'clock. And the meeting ID and password information is located in the Google Classrooms. Have a great day, friends.